Someday you'll find that I have gone, but tomorrow may rain, so I'll follow the sun.
Back in 1993, the school board was going to rebuild Manatee High School. And at that time, it was a $24 million project, which was the biggest project the county had ever done. Rick and I knew that we couldn't go after it individually. So Rick and I talked about going into partnership. We actually met across from my office at the Lost Kangaroo Pub one night and started talking about it and instantly agreed to go into partnership that night after about 3 or 4 beers.
Wow.
And he was a big thinker. I mean, he loved sticking his spoon in the pot and stirring it around.
Rick had these crazy ideas, which everyone could tell a crazy Rick story. And so sometimes we had to pull him back a little bit.
You know, you can choose to spend your time with negative people and be brought down, or you can be hanging around Rick Fawley and your day was better after you spent time with Rick.
It's one of those really creative, out-of-the-box geniuses that you could just throw an idea on the table and he'd jump on it and wrestle.
Just full of ideas and fun to be around.
He'd be able to come with this really ingenious idea and make it work for all the parties.
He brought an enthusiasm, almost a childlike enthusiasm, to everything that he was doing.
He was just a ball of energy, but positive energy.
He would spend time and energy knowing that he wouldn't make a nickel off some of the projects we talked about, but it was just his love for the community, love for the people here, that he volunteered to look at anything we asked him to look at.
I'll give you an example. One of the first times I ever saw something that he designed was an elementary school in Palmetto, and he designed the fence around the elementary school, and the uprights were all crayons.
We had been talking for years about upgrading our building and our brand, and a lot of what you see in our brand came from Rick. And the way that building lays out and the way it flows and the fact that we've got green space around it and that it's bright and joyful and respectful, you know, are all of the types of things that Rick looked for when he was designing a building.
His love of downtown Bradenton manifested itself in remarkable ways, and even when he moved his primary office to Lakewood Ranch, he still sustained that love for downtown Bradenton. And if you go around downtown Bradenton, very much of the progress that has been made over the last 25 years is simply due to Rick's passion, leadership, and insight.
We wanted the fans to engage, we wanted the players to be able to see the fans' engagement. And the neat thing about McKechnie Field too is that you have the historic part of the stadium, which was built in 1923, and the new additions don't take away from the historic value. It just adds to it, and I think that was the challenge that we gave Rick and Fawley Bryant, to say, okay, don't make the stadium less, let's make it more, because people love that stadium. I would say this is probably one of his most proud moments, because if you look at all the people that now can enjoy the stadium, you know, bringing people together at a baseball game, I mean, that's perfect. That's the perfect setup for a Rick Fawley project.
There's a little bit of a controversy about what his favorite drink was. So,
Really?
yeah, I mean, we've heard wine, scotch, beer. So from your perspective.
I agree.
Well, he named his room, or his outdoor room, Fawley's Crown Room, which was named after his most favorite adult beverage, Crown Royal.
We always played golf together in the chamber tournament, and we'd be riding along, and Captain Morgan was involved, and golf was involved, and Connie was involved, because he would always call Connie while we were playing, or she would call him.
For 2 years, Rick took care of his wife who had cancer, and it was hard, and he wasn't able to come to the office very often. But he spent whatever money it took. He never left her side. He was there till the very end to make that life's end journey easier for her. And we all saw that.
He was the most devoted husband I have seen as his wife went through that terrible journey with cancer. He was remarkable in his dedication, and that really showed the compassion in all of his attributes. It was phenomenal how the people in the community supported him, his firm supported him, everyone supported him, but they were bonded. He and his wife were bonded, but it reflected in him as a person and as an architect in his commitment to everything that he did.
And that's where the hippiness part of him, I think, came out, because there was this free spirit that lived inside of him that, you know, the old cartoons with the little guy sitting on your shoulders. One of them was saying, well, you know, we need to do it this way, and the other one's going, no, 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 that's not what you really want to do. What you really want to do, and what differentiated him so much from a lot of other people is he would do the other.
People who have gone with him on vacations know that it's a very intense time. They're just on the go all the time. And we actually had to leave because we were so tired. We actually had to leave the vacation early because we were just worn out.
Rick shows up in a 40-foot RV, the only RV in this campsite. The next morning, we're all eating breakfast. He's not yet out of the RV. He comes out in a gown or a nightshirt, wearing bunny slippers. At that point, I said, I don't really understand this guy yet, but I want to spend more time around him.
Outside of what we do every day, 8 or 10 hours a day, we have an obligation to, to see if there's something that we can't contribute to make life a little bit better for everybody around us. And Rick did that 100 times over.
I miss him every day. I really miss him.
If I could save time in a bottle, the first thing that I'd like to do is to save every day till eternity passes away, just to spend them with you. If I could make days last forever, if words could make wishes come true, I'd save every day like a treasure, and then again I would spend them with you. But there never seems to be enough time to do the things you want to do once you find them. I've looked around enough to know you're the one I want to go through time with.
We're here today on opening day at McKechnie Field with 10,000 of Rick's closest friends, including our staff and everybody. And this was really Rick's legacy. He was a big part of the ideas and the design for McKechnie Field. So we thought this would be a great time for everybody just to raise their glass and a toast to our dear friend Rick Fawley. Well, here's to Rick.